Buenos dias, all. RGT85 here. Hope everyone is having a great day. We got video game news to talk about, though. A couple different stories going on that I definitely want to cover. If this is your first time on the channel, welcome. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, like, comment, and share the video if you really enjoyed it. But without any further ado, let's talk about what's going on in the world of video games. And we're going to start things off with Sony, because it looks like Sony is once again buying up another studio. Now, this is something that has been happening a lot lately. You know, Microsoft is buying up studios, Sony is buying up studios, studios are forming into other studios, studio. Like, it feels like a Phil Collins song. I can't believe Phil Collins is retired now, though. But he looked really bad in his last concert. Anyways, it does look like Sony is acquiring yet another studio, and it's an interesting studio because it's someone that I'm really surprised that they weren't purchased like when they started out. I believe Sony helped fund some of their projects, that being like the one project that they've done. And that is, of course, Kojima Productions, known for Death Stranding and the Death Stranding other edition. I don't remember the Death Stranding, like was it Director's Cut, Enhanced Edition? I don't know. They gave it some sort of stupid name at the end of it. But yes, so this information is coming to us actually from PlayStation's own website themselves, because it seems like they have leaked it. So looking at the official PlayStation Studios website, you can see here you got all your friendly people, you got your Aloy, you got your little Astro Bot, you got your Days Gone guy, he's never coming back, Gran Turismo, of course, Ellie, you know, the whole gang is here. The whole gang is here, but who is this? Norman Reedus holding a fetus. That's right, folks. That is straight out of Death Stranding. Now, what's interesting is, before Sony acquired Bluepoint, which was a very badly kept secret, they actually did something similar where they had them in the PlayStation Studios banner, and then they were like, oh, wait, no, we're just kidding. And then, of course, they announced the purchase of it. So this is looking like that's what's happened with this, because this is, I mean, Sony's official website. They're pretty much saying that Kojima Productions is their own studio because we have Norman Reedus holding a fetus. Now, what does this mean in the grand scheme of things? I mean, it's a good acquisition. Death Stranding was not a game I enjoyed. I'll be completely honest with you guys. I know there's a lot of people that do enjoy that. If that makes you upset that one of your favorite YouTubers doesn't like a video game that you like, please go outside and enjoy some fresh air, because, I mean, there's bigger problems to worry about. But, you know, I like Kojima. I used to be a Kojima fanboy. Metal Gear Solid was the franchise that actually got me back into video games. If it wasn't for Metal Gear Solid, like, I would probably not be here. Like, let's just say that, you know. But I just feel like Kojima on his own is just a little bit too crazy, a little bit too unhinged. So maybe being a Sony studio will actually help him a little bit if this does come to fruition, because you'll have someone that's kind of looking over your shoulder like, hey, that's kind of batshit crazy, Kojima. Let's reel that in a little bit. You know, that's not what you should do. Or they could just be operating independently, like we're seeing other studios doing. Supposedly, Bungie will be working independently with Sony's acquisition of them. So I don't know. It remains to be seen if this actually comes to fruition. I don't think this should be a huge surprise to anyone if this does get announced within the next few days or something like that. But you got to look at the bigger picture here, and the bigger picture is like, everyone's buying everyone. And like, are we getting to a point where, like, you know, you're not going to have as many smaller companies out there really sort of pushing genres and pushing games as multi-platform games if all of these companies are just gobbling up, you know, the major developers out there? I don't know. It's definitely something that will, you know, be interesting to see 5-10 years from now, how this really impacts everything, how this really evolves the genre. And hopefully I'll still be here on YouTube talking shit about it. Before we get into the next topics, I want to give a huge thank you to Raycon for sponsoring this video with the Raycon Everyday Earbuds. Who is Raycon? Whoa, I'm glad you asked. Everybody needs earbuds, but nobody wants to spend the high prices to get the high quality. Well, Raycon Everyday Earbuds not only feel and sound great, but they're super affordable on your wallet as well. Raycon Everyday Earbuds feature optimized gel tips to stay secure in your ear and be super comfortable in your ear. And these bad boys aren't falling out either.
I think I'm having a heart attack. But at least my audio quality is crisp with my Raycon earbuds.
With up to 8 hours of playtime and a 32-hour battery life, the Everyday Earbuds will last you during those long trips or those long days at work. They stay in your ear when you're listening to them with sugar, too. Plus, like I said, they are super affordable and about half the price of the other brands, and feature a built-in microphone as well. So help support the channel and support your ears by checking out the link in the description box down below, or head on over to buyraycon.com/RGT85 to get 15% off your order and see why Raycon everyday earbuds have over 48,000 5-star reviews for yourself. Huge thank you to Raycon for sponsoring this video. And finally, we have a few Nintendo topics to talk about today because we talk a lot about Nintendo on this channel. The first thing is a very good thing that I think is a welcome addition and a welcome fix to the Nintendo Switch Online service. It's something that I've talked about a million times, you know, what I like about it, what I don't like about it, blah, blah, blah. But something I always feel is very predatory is the fact that auto renewal automatically goes on. Whenever you sign up for like anything, like pretty much anything in the modern age, they automatically renew it every month or whenever it needs to be renewed, so that money is taken away from you and you are once again getting the services that you rendered. Now, Sony and Nintendo themselves are both guilty of this. When you sign up for their online services, especially in the UK, auto renewal is on. Well, the UK said, you know what? That's enough, bucko. The buck stops here, because some major changes are coming as far as the auto renewal stuff is concerned, because now auto renewal is not done by default in the UK because of some commissionary thing. What the hell was it called? Let me look it up over here. Competition and Markets Authority of the UK has pretty much said that this is a predatory thing, and companies like Nintendo and companies like Sony cannot do it any longer. So this is actually being addressed and fixed so that auto renewal is not on. And I wish that someone in the United States would do something like this. Do you know how many damn things I'm signed up for with auto renewal that I haven't used in years? But I see the money come out of my account and I'm like, I don't even know my login for this. I don't even know how the hell I'm supposed to cancel this in the first place. So you're just taking like 10 bucks, you know, it's like 10 bucks a month, but that adds up over time, you know, that's like 2 games a year. If you add 10 times 12, you know, that's 120. Games are $60. Well, at least they should be $60. But yeah, I do like this. I think it's an important thing, and I'm glad to see that at least the UK is doing this, but I wish it was done stateside as well. But we got to get into a little conspiracy here. We got to get into a little conspiracy theory thing, because this is what we're going to wrap the video up with. It's something that I've had a lot of people emailing me about this. I've had a lot of people ask me about this, what I think about this. And then I saw like a Reddit post go up last night, and it really made me think, like, what the hell is going on here? I'm big into conspiracy theories. The Mothman is real. UFOs are real. The deep sea, you don't want to go down there, man. There's some crazy shit down there. But I believe in a lot of conspiracy theories. And even if I don't believe in it, I like to research them because I find them fascinating. You know, I find trying to connect the dots to be really fun. But there's a conspiracy going on right now with the Nintendo Switch Online service, and it's a big conspiracy. It's a big conspiracy that nobody is talking about, so we are going to talk about it. What is this conspiracy? They're holding back controllers. Follow me on this. All right, the NES, of course, with the Nintendo Switch Online and the Switch Online expansion pack, you have more games added to the service, you have more systems added to the service. It seems like it's pretty damn easy to get an NES controller, a Super Nintendo controller, a Sega Genesis controller to go alongside of this. And realistically, you don't need those controllers. You don't need them. I mean, yeah, it's a little bit more familiar at the end of the day, but still, you don't need these to play the games. They play just fine on standard Joy-Cons. They play just fine on a standard Pro controller, because these controllers were pretty much just, you know, basic controllers. They really weren't trying to reinvent the wheel or anything like that. Hell, the Sega Genesis controller in the States is only a 3-button, so you're better off playing with the Nintendo Switch controller if you play any games that require a 6-button controller. But the one system that you actually need the controller for in order to play these games properly, at least in my opinion, the N64, you got one batch of these. There was one batch of these that came out, and then that was it. That was it. Nintendo's just like, oh, they're out of stock. They're out of stock. Do you know how long these controllers have been out of stock? Since they released. What the hell is the problem here? It is a controller, okay? I can understand, it's easier to buy a Nintendo Switch system than it is to buy an N64 controller for the Nintendo Switch. There's a problem with that. There's a problem with that, because I don't understand it. It's a controller. I get it. Real world situations, chip shortages, everyone's out of Pringles and stuff like that. But I honestly feel like it's easier to acquire an Xbox Series X or a PlayStation 5 than one of these controllers because they're controlled. They are controlled by Nintendo themselves. If they don't go up on Nintendo's website, F you. You're screwed, buddy. You're not getting one of these controllers. So I feel like, why? Why is this happening? This makes no sense to me. And the weird thing about the conspiracy is there's no rhyme or reason for it. Because Nintendo wants to make money as a video game company. You'll make money selling controllers. So why wouldn't you want to manufacture controllers that are probably, a fraction of the cost that you actually charge for them in order to manufacture and then release them to the public? Is the Mothman stopping this? Is the Mothman involved in this? I don't know. I don't want to get too crazy, The chicken flies at midnight. How about that? The chicken flies at midnight. Let that seep into your skull. I'll tell you about that at the end of the video. But I just find it bizarre. I find it bizarre. And I've had so many people reach out to me and email me about this. Then I saw the thread over on Reddit and I'm like, this really is a big problem. There are some alternative controllers out there, but people like the N64 controller because it was unique. Yeah, it was a piece of shit back in the day because you'd have to stretch your hands out and get like webbing going on and stuff. But that's how you played the games. The games were designed to be played with that controller. And it's so much easier than trying to figure out the controls on your Nintendo Switch controller. So is this a first world problem? Hell yes, it is. But this is a first world channel. So, we're going to talk about it. Have you managed to get your greasy mitts on an N64 controller? Somebody's texting me. Let me know in the comments section down below. Alrighty, so that's gonna do it for today's video. Before we go though, I want to explain what the chicken flies at midnight is. There was a Full House episode where that was like a code word for when I think it was Joey came home from like Star Search or something. And that was like the code thing that Stephanie was supposed to say, the chicken flies at midnight or something like that. And I just found that really funny. So in high school, me and a bunch of my friends, I was like, yeah, let's try to start something here. And they were like, what? I was like, let's just go up to people and like whisper in their ear, the chicken flies at midnight, and see what happens. So we just started doing that. We would just walk around to people, like people we didn't even know. It's just like, hey, come here. The chicken flies at midnight. And it ended up becoming a thing where like the principal was like accosting us. I'm like, what do you got? What does that mean? What does that mean? That's just how stupid humanity is. That something like that, just something completely off the wall can start a situation. I was a piece of shit as a kid. Anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Shoutouts to Raycon for sponsoring this video. Seriously, get you a pair of Raycon everyday earbuds. They are really good. I use them when I'm working out. Yes, I work out every day now. I use them when I'm washing my car, all sorts of stuff. Very quality products. Link in the description box down below. And as always, I'll catch you guys on the next video. Later.